Ever said hi to someone and they replied with, "Good, how are you?" That's not just awkward, it's a glimpse into the NPC conversation glitch, a moment where human interaction feels pre-programmed. This glitch happens when people default to automatic responses without truly processing context. It's like your brain hits auto-reply mode. Ask, "What time is it?" and someone says, "Good, thanks." That's not a joke, that's a system misfire. These social scripts, "How are you?" "Fine, you," are designed for speed and ease, but when routines override awareness, we get eerie, robotic moments. Psychologists link it to script theory. Our brains store templates for common social situations, and under stress, distraction, or fatigue, we sometimes run the wrong one. It feels surreal, like talking to an NPC who's been coded wrong. And maybe that's because we're not as conscious as we think. You vividly remember visiting a beachside town as a kid. Seagulls, the candy shop, the purple kite you flew. But your parents insist you've never been there. Welcome to the out-of-place memories glitch, where your mind insists on a past that never happened. These memories feel real. They're textured with emotion, sensation, even specific weather, yet no photos, no witnesses, no evidence supports them. So, where did they come from? Psychologists suggest these could be confabulations, your brain stitching fragments of dreams, stories, or photos into a convincing false memory. Others blame source amnesia, where you remember the content but forget the origin. Maybe you saw it in a movie or heard it as someone else's story, and your brain just claimed it. But here's the chilling part. Some believe these memories leak in from parallel timelines, a different version of you who did live that experience. A glitch in the matrix. Either your brain is making it up, or you've just remembered a life you never lived. You swear you left your keys on the table. You checked 3 times. Then suddenly, bam, they're on the couch, or in your bag, or under a shoe. Welcome to the object teleportation glitch, when reality plays hide and seek with your stuff. This isn't just forgetfulness. It's when objects vanish from a spot you visibly confirmed, only to reappear in impossible places. Some call it the doppelganger item phenomenon, like your keys duplicated, relocated, and phased back into existence. Psychologists often chalk it up to inattentional blindness or change blindness. Your brain filled in the blanks because it didn't fully register the item's movement. Or maybe it was there all along, but your perception glitched. But believers in the glitch theory say it's more than memory. Some claim it's a mini warp in the simulation's physics engine. Your item literally despawned and reloaded. Temporary dimensional slip? Matrix hiccup? Reality buffer overflow? Whatever it is, next time your remote disappears mid-binge session, it might not be your fault. You're walking down the street, everything's normal, and boom, a wave of sadness, joy, or dread crashes over you, unprovoked. No trigger, no warning, just raw emotion. That's the sudden emotional overload glitch, when your feelings update faster than your thoughts. It's like your emotional system gets hijacked by invisible code. 1 second you're fine, the next you're on the verge of tears, or euphoric for no reason. Some scientists say it's buried trauma or subconscious memory surfacing. Others blame it on hormonal spikes or neurological misfires, your brain releasing chemicals out of sync with the moment. But in glitch theory, it's a mood patch gone wrong. Like the simulation tried to set atmosphere. Wrong user. Wrong time. Maybe you picked up on someone else's energy. Maybe the system nudged your timeline. And for a fleeting second, you feel something that makes no sense, because it's not yours. Or worse, it's from a version of you in a different reality. Ever cried for no reason? Maybe the reason's just not in this world. You see someone across the street and freeze. Same hair, same clothes, same face. But it's you, not a mirror, not a reflection. A second you, moving independently. That's the doppelganger glitch, when reality boots up 2 versions of the same character. Some say it's a psychological illusion, your brain misidentifying a stranger with eerily similar features. Others think it's cryptomnesia, you're recalling your own image from memory and projecting it onto someone else. But then there are the stories where it goes beyond creepy. People report seeing their own double doing things they never did, standing in places they've never been, staring back at them with knowing eyes. Ancient folklore calls them harbingers of death. Modern glitch theory, a rendering error, A backup of your avatar spawning in twice, or worse, cross-dimensional bleed, another version of you walking into your timeline. So, if you ever spot someone who looks exactly like you, don't follow them. One of you isn't supposed to be here. 1 second, you're mid-conversation, mid-task, mid-life. Then suddenly, silence, stillness, a strange pause. And just like that, everything feels slightly off. Welcome to the reality reset moment, when it feels like the simulation just hit refresh. People describe it as a blink in time, where the world seems to freeze, then resume with subtle differences. Maybe a song skips with no glitch. Maybe the sky shifts color. Maybe someone finishes a sentence you could have sworn they didn't start. It's not déjà vu, it's not memory loss. It's like waking up in the same place, but slightly sideways. Some say it's your brain micro-rebooting under stress or fatigue. Others believe it's a mini seizure or a moment of disassociation. But in glitch theory, it's the system resetting your timeline. Something crashed, and the simulation quietly patched it without warning. You didn't imagine it. The silence, the glitch, the pause. You felt it because, for a brief second, the world wasn't loading. You see someone standing in the hallway, clear as day. You turn for a second. They're gone. No footsteps, no door creak, no explanation. That's the phantom people glitch, when strangers appear in your reality and vanish without logic. They're not ghosts. They look fully real. Sometimes they pass by on the street, make eye contact, maybe even smile. And when you look back, gone. Others report seeing someone sitting silently in a room, only to blink and find it empty. Psychologists call it pareidolia, or hallucination, your brain misfiring, filling gaps in sensory input. But many swear these aren't blurry shadows or dream fragments. These are high-definition humans that don't belong, like unfinished NPCs, loaded in by mistake, then wiped from the scene. Some theories claim they're interdimensional overlaps, brief collisions between your world and another, bleeding through for a split second. Or they could be test avatars, entities meant to observe, not interact. Ever seen someone who shouldn't be there, then wasn't? You may have just caught the simulation in the act. You reach for the door handle and realize you already did that. You rewind your music, and the exact same glitchy second repeats again. Not déjà vu, not forgetfulness. Welcome to time loop mini glitches, when reality hiccups and a moment repeats exactly. It's not just a weird feeling, it's an experience. The way the light flickered, the exact sound of footsteps, the same line of dialogue from the TV, twice. It's as if the universe hit Ctrl+Z and then quickly played it off like nothing happened. Science blames it on your brain misfiring. Neurons mistiming signals, creating a lag between experience and awareness. But some of these loops are too precise, too identical. That's when glitch theory kicks in. Maybe the simulation auto-saves at certain checkpoints. Maybe something changed, and time snapped back just a few seconds to correct it. Some believe it's the system rewinding a micro-event to prevent a cascade error. Others think it's you, your consciousness briefly falling out of sync, then catching up. Ever felt like you just lived the same second twice? Maybe you did, and the system really hoped you wouldn't notice. You glance at the clock. It's 2:14 p.m. You check your phone a moment later, and it's 3:07. No distractions, no naps, no explanation. Welcome to the missing time phenomenon, when whole chunks of your life vanish without a trace. It's not just losing track of time. It's time gone, without memory, cause, or reason. People report driving on a highway, then suddenly arriving miles ahead with no recollection of the trip, or sitting at home, then waking up an hour later, as if the world skipped forward without them. Psychologists call it dissociation, micro-sleeps, or attention blackouts. Your brain just wasn't there, but glitch theorists aren't so sure. What if time actually skipped? What if the simulation lagged, crashed, or resynced, cutting and pasting reality like a corrupted video file? Some believe it's tied to abduction stories, parallel timeline swaps, or memory wipes after events you weren't meant to see. Maybe the world kept running, but your consciousness got paused. So, if you ever lose an hour with no clue where it went, maybe it's not memory failure. Maybe you blinked out of existence, and then back in.